Welcome to Daily Gossip. You will get daily Hollywood updates here. Remember to subscribe for the latest videos. Today, we're diving deep into the unexpected and inspiring journey of a reality TV icon who went from being everyone's favorite jokester to building an empire that most people never saw coming. We're talking about none other than Austin Lee Russell, better known as Chumlee from Pawn Stars. For years, audiences saw him as the goofy sidekick, the lovable comic relief who always brought a smile with his antics. But what if we told you that behind that laid-back demeanor and quirky humor was a man with serious business acumen, a strategic mind, and the determination to turn his moment of fame into a multi-million-dollar brand? This is the story of how Chumlee went from being underestimated to becoming the richest and most business-savvy member of the Pawn Stars cast. Stick around, because what you're about to discover will completely change the way you see Chumlee. Born and raised in Las Vegas, Chumlee was never far from the neon lights and hustle of Sin City. From a young age, he was friends with Corey Harrison, son of Rick Harrison, the co-owner of the now world-famous gold and silver pawn shop. That friendship would later become the gateway to a life-changing opportunity. Long before the cameras ever rolled, Chumlee worked behind the scenes at the pawn shop, absorbing the inner workings of the business. He was just another employee in a quiet corner of the city, helping out, learning the ropes, and being the same fun-loving guy he's always been. But when the History Channel launched Pawn Stars in 2009, everything changed. Suddenly, Chumlee was thrust into the spotlight, and he quickly became a fan favorite. Audiences loved his easygoing nature, his jokes, and his sometimes clueless commentary. He was the guy who made history and haggling feel fun. But what many didn't realize was that Chumlee was taking notes, both in front of the camera and behind the scenes. As Pawn Stars exploded in popularity, so did the visibility of its cast. While Rick and Corey were often positioned as the brains of the operation, Chumlee quietly began building a brand of his own. He noticed something critical. The fans weren't just watching the show for the artifacts and the deals. They were watching for the personalities. People loved him. His character was marketable, relatable, and most importantly, monetizable. Chumlee didn't wait for someone else to tell him that. He saw the potential and jumped at the opportunity. His first major move was launching his own line of branded merchandise: t-shirts, hats, bobbleheads, posters, and more, all featuring his image or popular catchphrases. And the fans ate it up. What started as a side hustle quickly grew into a major revenue stream. Unlike his salary from Pawn Stars, which was set by the network, the earnings from his merchandise were entirely his own. This was a turning point. Chumlee had realized the power of personal branding, but he didn't stop there. With the money he was making from the show and merchandise, Chumlee started looking at other ways to grow his wealth. He diversified his income streams with a sharp focus on sustainability and long-term growth. One of his biggest ventures came in the form of something sweet and unexpected: candy. In 2017, he opened Chumlee's Candy on the Boulevard, a colorful candy store located just steps away from the pawn shop. For fans of the show visiting Las Vegas, it became a must-see destination. The store was packed with nostalgia, filled with Chumlee's favorite sweets and playful decor that reflected his personality. It wasn't just a business, it was an extension of who he was. But more importantly, it was a smart move. He had leveraged his fame to draw customers in, and then used the business to build something permanent. While other reality stars faded after their shows ended, Chumlee was creating a lasting legacy, and the candy shop was just the beginning. Chumlee turned his attention to real estate, a classic strategy among self-made millionaires. He began purchasing properties in and around Las Vegas, not just to live in, but to rent out. These homes became valuable sources of passive income. Unlike entertainment revenue, which can fluctuate, real estate offered stability. He bought wisely, investing in areas with growing demand and rising property values. And in true Chumlee fashion, he did it without much fanfare. While fans focused on his funny moments on the show, behind the scenes, he was making strategic moves that set him up for long-term financial success. Another lesser-known part of Chumlee's financial game is his car collection. Yes, he loves cars. But for Chumlee, cars aren't just about luxury, they're investments. Over the years, he's acquired a collection of rare and exotic vehicles, including models that appreciate in value. From vintage rides to limited edition sports cars, Chumlee treats his vehicles like assets. He once said in an interview that while some people see his cars as extravagance, he sees them as a smart place to store wealth. This mindset of turning passion into investment is part of what makes Chumlee's journey so compelling. He's not just spending money, he's creating value. However, Chumlee's rise wasn't without its bumps in the road. In 2016, he faced legal issues that made headlines and threatened to derail everything he had built. For a moment, it looked like the Chumlee fans loved might disappear from the public eye. But rather than crumble under pressure, Chumlee took responsibility, addressed the situation head-on, and focused on personal growth. That same year, he began a dramatic weight loss journey, losing over 100 pounds through surgery, diet changes, and exercise. He transformed not just physically but mentally. It was a powerful reminder that even when life hits hard, redemption is possible. Fans rallied behind him, inspired by his transparency and his determination to bounce back stronger than ever. His ability to connect with fans remained one of his greatest assets. Unlike many celebrities who maintain a distance, Chumlee kept things real. On social media, he shares glimpses into his daily life. His dogs, his store, his travels, his thoughts. He hosts fan events at his candy shop and makes personal appearances that create unforgettable memories for those who've followed him from the beginning. This accessibility has earned him a loyal fan base that goes beyond the porn star's audience. He understands the power of community and engagement, and he uses it not just to maintain his fame, but to deepen the trust and affection fans have for him. As porn stars continued airing season after season, Chumlee began to think beyond television. He recognized a hard truth. The show, no matter how successful, wouldn't last forever. So he set his sights on the future, asking himself, what's next? It's this kind of forward thinking that separates those who have temporary success from those who build empires. Whether it's expanding his candy shop into a franchise, investing in tech startups, or creating new content online, Chumlee is always looking for what's next. He's not just riding the wave of porn stars, he's building a future beyond it. Today, Chumlee's net worth is estimated to be between $5 and $6 million, making him one of the wealthiest cast members from porn stars. And what's most inspiring is that he didn't get there by playing the smartest character on TV. He got there by being himself, authentic, funny, curious, and determined to grow. He paid attention, took risks, learned from his mistakes, and stayed humble along the way. He proves that you don't need to be perfect to be successful, you just need to be persistent. His journey has also reshaped how we see reality TV stars. Often dismissed as fleeting celebrities, Chumlee has shown that the platform can be powerful, if used wisely. His story encourages viewers, especially young entrepreneurs, to think strategically, to treat fame as a stepping stone, not the finish line. It's a powerful lesson in branding, resilience, and vision. For every laugh he gave on screen, Chumlee was working 10 times harder off-screen to build a future on his own terms. So, what's next for Chumlee? According to recent interviews, he's not done evolving. He's talked about expanding his businesses, collaborating with other entrepreneurs, and possibly launching a lifestyle brand. Some fans even speculate about him writing a book, sharing the untold stories of his rise and the lessons he's learned along the way. Whatever he chooses, one thing is certain. Chumlee will do it with heart, humor, and hustle. In a world where so many people are quick to judge based on appearances or TV personas, Chumlee reminds us that there's always more beneath the surface. Behind the laughs, there's a man who's built an empire. Behind the jokes, there's a strategy. And behind the fame, there's a story of grit, growth, and guts. Chumlee isn't just the funny guy from porn stars. He's a businessman, a visionary, and an inspiration to anyone who's ever been underestimated. So the next time you catch an episode of Porn Stars and see Chumlee making another hilarious quip, remember, you're not just looking at a reality TV character. You're looking at someone who turned laughter into legacy, someone who used every moment on and off screen to create a life of purpose, wealth, and fulfillment. What do you think of Chumlee's journey? Did his transformation surprise you? Which part of his story inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Daily Gossip for more inspiring celebrity journeys, behind-the-scenes stories, and powerful life lessons from the stars you love. Thanks for watching, and remember, success isn't always loud. Sometimes it's hidden behind a smile, a joke, and a plan no one saw coming.